Hey friends, Pastor Michael from Organic Church, here with Sydney Erickson, Don Reed, Beth Jarvis, Nick Offolter, and Pastor Roger Deerdorf.
Happy New Year!
That would have been a great time for one of those horns. Yeah, just make a bunch of noise. Scare everybody when they first turn it
Then
on.
give it all away about getting ready to go Black Friday shopping.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. So here we are. Another day, another podcast. New Year's.
Another year.
Another year. Yeah.
New year, new me.
Oh, jeez. New year, new me. Okay, I'll just start then and we'll kick it off straight from there. New year, new me. Just like every year I buy something that's going to make me get healthy. A treadmill never gets used, turns into a clothes rack or a whatever. At this point, it's a giant waste of space in the basement. It's right in the way of everything that I need. So I'm going to deliver that to Roger's house.
Don't bring it to my house. I don't have any room for it.
What
is it about the new year?
Selling it?
I don't know. I haven't decided. Probably. But what is it about the new year?
What is about the new year that creates this behavior?
I can tell you. It's because we have been gluttonous through Thanksgiving and Christmas. Like because let's be honest, everybody's gained 10 pounds between Thanksgiving and Christmas because we've ate 3 turkeys and 14 hams and 47 pounds of mashed potatoes.
And it's like it's a refresh.
Yes.
It's a restart.
All those
Yep.
sweets.
Yep. And so there's just this desire. So part of our hotel chain, we have a fitness club, and we always plan a big New Year, new me. Like, what's the gimmick this year so we can get people to sign up? They sign up, they pay for their membership the whole year, and I can go back and look. Nobody comes. They might come once or twice the entire year, but they pay that membership all year long.
You don't pay your membership, do you?
No.
I just saw someone, she posted a picture that said, finally got like time for myself to go to the gym, and then the next picture said, just kidding, I'm going to cancel my membership. She was paying for it for 6 years.
Oh my gosh.
Sierra, 6 years. Yeah. I mean,
That's
it was
crazy.
Planet Fitness, which is probably the most like, I don't know, budget friendly, I guess,
Yes.
but still. Yeah. So New Year's. Sauerkraut.
My resolutions are always trying to more enrich my mind than my body.
So you do
Like-
have resolutions.
Like this
Oh,
year,
not
I'm
me.
like, I'm
I
going to
don't
listen
not
to
anymore.
a new music album every week that I've never listened to before.
Good for you.
And I
Nice.
made it almost, I think, through like July. Like I made doing a new album every week, and I would listen to that album.
Can we
all
send
week.
you recommendations?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime. So I might.
That's
start,
scary.
That's the thing. I made it like halfway through the year, and then I kind of quit.
Yeah.
So I'm
Well,
already
'cause that's
thinking about,
easy.
well, I'm going to do it again
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
Or I'll be like, I'm going to read 10 more books,
Mhm.
than I
Then you'd-
read last year, or things like that.
I would love to be able to read more, but I just be honest with you, I'm lazy.
Yeah, it's hard. It's
Uh,
hard.
you know what I
at
mean?
the
Like,
time. to
I
do it.
have started Loretta Lynn's original biography. Started that. I love reading that too because when I read it, I hear her voice because it's very much so written in her voice. I started Riley Keenoug's finish of Lisa Marie's
Okay.
autobiography,
Yeah.
her memoirs. That I read about 6 pages, and I'm like, okay, that's fun. And I never pick them back up. I start them and I never finish them.
Let me go read the Spark Notes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Call me Ishmael. No, thanks.
I found that audiobooks helps me a lot.
I agree with you. I read, I shouldn't say that. I listened to Jeanette McCurdy's I'm Glad My Mother Is Dead, which is a fantastic book. If you just like from a child star's standpoint, like if you ever get the opportunity, you should read it.
Yeah.
But I love audiobooks and I listen to them in the car like podcasts. My problem is I don't want to turn them off once I start.
Yeah.
So like I have this hard time disconnecting. It has to be a chapter. It has to be the end of a chapter. I
Oh,
can't just
yeah.
stop in the middle.
Yeah.
And so I get to work and I sit in the car for 30 minutes because that chapter is not over yet. So
Yeah. Well, that's one of the a big catch with a book. If I would happen to do that, like not get through the chapter, then to pick that chapter back up and finish it and move on is hard.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I got to get to the end of that
Yes.
chapter to keep it
That's-
moving.
agreed.
When I
Agreed.
do read a book, that's how I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's fair.
Because once I feel out of structure,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, yeah, okay. And then you get interested in another book. Like,
Yep.
I'll start this one from
Well,
the beginning and get through it.
I was going to say, and what's funny is like you walk into my office, there's 2 books laying on my desk in the office that I'll pick up and I'll start reading through them. One is, it's a Disney Institute book. So I've got that one there and it's about creating guest experience, things like that. So I'll pick it up, read 3 or 4 pages and I'm like, oh crap, I forgot I gotta, and I go over here and start working. Never pick that book back up. A month later, I pick it back up. I'm like, what did I just read? I don't remember any of this.
Yep.
When I'm putting things in the computer and doing all that at work, I like to. That's when I listen to.
Yeah, I listen to
books.
podcasts too and
With my new,
audiobooks, stuff like that.
well, I guess I would already be starting my new job.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are pre-recording and I haven't started it yet, but
Technically, I've already moved
yeah,
too.
yeah. But I'm kind of like, man, now I have to like make time for my podcast because I still want to listen to them.
Yeah.
But that's when I would listen to them.
Yeah,
So
that's a
I'm
good point.
like,
That's a good
You
point.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I listen to mine on my drive to work.
however, I was like, well, if I just make more time to walk because I do
Mhm.
love listening
Yeah.
when I'm walking, so then maybe that'll just make a more healthier me.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, maybe it'll
Maybe
get you to
not.
walk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to bring you my treadmill? You can just walk in the house. At least then it's warm in the wintertime.
Well, it's nice that we're by the cemetery too.
Yeah.
So
That sounds creepy.
That is a nice.
it is. It's
Yeah,
so
nice
nice.
walk
Yeah.
through there.
I see Seth in there all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So one of the things that I would like to do better, and Beth, this would be the first time you're hearing this because you knew so again, we're dating this podcast, we're recording it early, but last evening I found out that my mortgage was not going to go through. That there was some struggles with the church because I'm technically the founding pastor of Organic Church. And so it looks like it's a business that belongs to me. And so the mortgage company needs to prove that the church isn't losing money every month. And they want tax filings, they want P&Ls, they want all this stuff, but they want it for 2 years. Well, this church has technically only been using Organic Church for those 2 years, and we weren't using Wisdom Over Wealth, so we didn't have that. I don't have that paperwork to provide them. So basically, last night they didn't say it directly like this, but basically last night they're like, "There's really nothing we can do for you. We aren't gonna underwrite your loan." And so I spiral when that stuff happens. Like I'm mad, I'm upset, I'm frustrated. I'm trying to explain it to Alyssa, and she's like, well, that doesn't make sense. I'm like, I get that it doesn't make sense, but it's what they said.
Yeah.
And they don't answer. They're not answering me now, so I can't change it. I can't fix it.
Right, right.
And when it's out of my control, I get really like,
Well, yeah.
and I'm talking out there. Okay. So today,
I get it. Margie's like that too.
yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, I feel like her and I share a lot of that personality.
Yeah.
So last night I messaged my loan officer because it wasn't him that emailed me. It was one of the guys that's in between with the underwriter and trying to collect the documents and whatnot. I texted him and I was like, hey, I'm sorry for the after hours text, but I need some reassurance that we've got this situated, that we can figure this out. So the other guy started emailing me. This guy was texting me. Long and short of it was basically there was nothing they could do last night, but they needed my personal tax returns this morning so that they could go back to the underwriter and show that I wasn't claiming any losses. At about 5 o'clock today, I got the green light that they've got everything straightened out and we're good to go. But for literally almost 24 straight hours, I was in absolute meltdown mode because I was like, this isn't fair. How did you not figure this out before 6 days from closing? Right?
Yeah.
So I was freaking out. So if I were to make a resolution, it would be to be less panicked. Like to just be able to go, okay, I know that this is going to work out. I know it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And if I don't get it, that's okay too.
Yeah.
Now, that is not how I operate. Like it's got to be like my way or the highway. So I've got to shut up, Roger. You know what? I'm just gonna mute his microphone. I don't even want to hear him. But I don't know.
Like you had a word last year, didn't you? That
Yes.
I know that's very popular right now.
Yeah, but I didn't do that because it was popular. I did that because that was for me
Yeah.
to just live on that, to hang on to that. I don't do a passage of scripture like some people do every year because I feel like that keeps me in a box. It sticks me to just like repeating that, which is great. But that word of affirmation does nothing in that time of chaos. I need, like, my wife is terrible at this too, by the way, and she would not be embarrassed that I'm saying this. My wife is terrible about reassuring me. She just doesn't. She doesn't go, it's going to be okay. She's like, oh. Because she knows it's going to be like, she's not stressed about it, but she knows that if she says it's going to be fine, I'm going to get mad because I want her to say that to me. I want her to give me encouragement, but at the same time, I don't want her positivity in my world of negativity, right? It's a fair statement. I want her to be mad with me. I want her to drive.
Positivity is like stupidity.
Yes,
And that's
yes,
what I meant.
yes.
Yeah.
I want her to drive to this guy's house and help me beat him up. That's what I want. Like I want to form a posse. But so it's just one of those things that I would love to be able to work on that, but I will not commit to working on that because honestly, if I say that I will and I don't, that's failure, and I don't want to fail. So I would rather say it is
So
my.
are you afraid to fail, Michael?
No, I'm not afraid to fail. Because I know that I would be setting myself up for it.
Yeah.
Because to change a personality, to change a behavior,
yes.
you have to do something else. And I forget how many times you have to do it before you can break that
21
behavior.
times.
Is it 21?
Mhm.
And I know for a fact that I don't have the wherewithal, the capacity, or the support to do that 21 times.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
because if I'm at work and I'm upset or frustrated, nobody there is going to tell me I can't be upset or frustrated because I'm the boss. So
Right.
when I'm frustrated, they're like, yeah, we're frustrated too. Right?
We're
Like,
allowed to be frustrated.
yeah. So there's this, I know that that's something I want to work on, but I want to work on it not just for me personally, but from a business standpoint.
Yeah.
It is the worst thing in the world for me to walk into somebody's office, one of my, coworker's office or one of my employees' office and be like, hey, listen, you said you were going to do this and you didn't follow through and I'm really unhappy about it. Like, because it's that constant, like almost nagging.
Nagging, yes.
And so
And then they see you, and right away they see you, and they're like,
here we go again.
Here it
Well,
comes.
my old job, I would have to go through the schedule and see if they scheduled stuff incorrectly, like based on what they were due for the following
Sure.
appointments. So I'd always do it right after lunch, and I'd have to come in with my stupid slip. Again, was not my thing.
Yeah.
Like, it was in my job description, and like I would be so nice, so cool about it, but they knew. They're like, oh,
Here
it's that
comes
time
Sid.
of day again. What
Yep.
I do wrong? And I'm like,
Yep.
I don't want to be that person.
Yep.
But
Yep.
that's what that reminded me.
Yeah. So that's, I want to get better at that for
Yeah.
everybody around me, not just for myself. Like that, I would hope that would improve quality of life for everybody.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not committing to that. I will try because again, it's the one thing that bothers me the most about myself. So I will try, but I'm not going to say that it's going to happen.
Well, there's no guarantees in life
Right.
anyway.
Right.
So
21 days of prayer and fasting. Are we all going to do 21
yeah.
days of prayer and fasting? We'll put that out in the links
we're gonna
again.
try it.
Yeah.
Quick question for you. After the fast, do you go back to whatever it is that you gave up? I do.
I do.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have.
That's why I really don't do it.
Because the fast,
I guess I'm always working on something throughout the year, and that's how I look at it. I'm always working on something throughout the year anyway. So, yeah, I don't want to put myself again in a box of
Yes.
saying, okay, I'm not going to do this thing for 21 days because most likely I'm going to do it again anyway.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to.
that's
So it has to be a year-long thing. Like it's got to be
Yes.
something that you're really going to try and stick to.
the reason I asked is the prayer part is wonderful, but the fasting part, if at the end of the fast, you just go back to doing whatever you were doing, you didn't really get what you were
No.
supposed to from the fast.
I did do it. I mean, because mine was technology.
Yeah.
Not to get on that before I had my time with God.
Yeah.
And so I went beyond the 21 days.
Yeah.
But you know how easy it is
Yep.
to pick up that phone
Yep.
in the morning?
Well,
And if you get a lot of
You're immediately on.
prayer and all that through that fasting for 21 days, that's a positive thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
think
think
something
that's
can
what it
come of
is
that.
supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're supposed to start your year giving everything back to God. That fast
Right.
is the
Being
one.
more centered on Him
Yes.
than anything else.
My problem is like I give up things that I know I'm going to pick right back up, like soda.
yeah, soda.
Like the likelihood of me ever giving that up entirely is pretty darn slim. Now, I'm a lot better than I've ever been, usually because we don't buy it at the house at all anymore. So usually I get one or two at work, depending on the situation. Like if I go out for lunch, I'll have one. But even I went to dinner with Alyssa the other night and I had a water. Like it's like there's a change in that. But anyhow, I think when you fast, you have to walk out of that fast at the end of the 21 days, you have to go, okay, that wasn't so bad. And I don't need to pick that back up.
Yeah.
But also don't be idiotic in your fast either. And I say that in the nicest way possible because there are some people who are like, oh, I'm going to fast meat. No, you're not. Like you're going to fail and you're setting yourself up for that failure.
Right.
And then you're disappointed in yourself because you didn't do it. Just don't say it. Pick one thing, make it easy. You know what?
I
Maybe
would say it should be something that you know.
that you struggle. Not even struggle.
Well, no, something that you know deflects your attention from
Correct.
God.
Yes.
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 So I don't think Coke
Well, and that's
affects your
that's-
attention with God.
Well, I agree with you, but the problem is for me, the reason I always fast Coke is because it is the staple of my day. It's the like my
highlight,
my
like-
sun rises and sets in having a Coca-Cola. Like first thing in the morning, I have a can of Coke.
Yeah.
Last thing in the evening, I have a can. So that's kind of that like when I
Your
go,
idol.
ooh, I really want one, that stops me and I go, okay, wait a second. I'm fasting because I want to center myself on Christ. So like that helps me to remember it through the day. So while, no, it's not like taking away from God, it does force me back into that centering.
See, mine did, like you were saying, Nick, like it was social media. And
Right. That's what.
yeah.
You know,
So
well, and that's the thing with me. Like I think my wife might argue a little bit, but I really think like I've been doing this no cell phone Sunday.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
I've really stuck to it for quite a while. And it's like, you don't really, once you do it, you don't even miss it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you leave it, if you put it up in the bedroom somewhere and it's not on you,
Yeah.
you really don't miss it.
I wish I didn't have so much work stuff coming through because it would be so nice to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I will say this, that for everybody that fasts social media though, I miss you guys because there's no, like, I have nobody to talk to because nobody's on, like, I don't have anybody's post to like you fast social media. How am I ever going to see Cooper? Like, I'm never going to.
Well, mine was, I mean, I knew that I would fail with no social media for 21 days, but I had to have my time with God first.
Yeah. And that's a great,
Before
yeah.
I allowed myself, and I did really, really well with it. But
And then afterwards it starts
I
to,
actually stuck with it a little bit longer.
but I'm saying
But
at some
then
point
at
it starts
some
to creep
point,
out.
It starts to creep, and so
I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Roger, he probably don't even know where his phone's at right now.
Yeah, I do.
In the car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on the charger.
Yeah. Wild to me. Absolutely wild.
So food.
Sauerkraut.
Ugh.
Oh.
Absolutely.
No.
absolutely.
And anybody who eats
Yes.
hot dogs instead of pork, I will.
That's bad.
Ugh, it is not pork. That is pork byproduct.
No,
My
chicken.
grandma
Sauerkraut.
makes the best pork and sauerkraut.
Ugh.
And I think she puts hot dogs in it too.
See?
If she doesn't, I go home and make
Well,
my
we've
own hot
already-
dogs and have both.
Really? Oh.
Sauerkraut, sour or sweet?
Sour.
Sweet.
Sour.
I think hers
Sour.
is sweet.
That's
Oh,
that's
no,
the
that
name of it.
ruins it.
Right?
The smell is
definitely-
Oh, my son.
We've
hates
already
the
had it
smell
this
of
year.
it.
Yeah, she made
Yeah,
it
we've
the other
already
day. I didn't have any of it, but
My
I was-
mom did too.
Yeah, I was walking in when she was making it, like in her crock pot. I'm like, ooh.
My wife used to go to her mom's house, and her mom would always make pork and sauerkraut, and she would
Now, I
get.
assume that's a German thing.
I would assume so.
How did,
'Cause-
I would love to know how that kind
Yeah.
of like
Well, here,
took over.
well,
let me find out.
Chat
Yes, let
GPT.
us know.
Contrary,
gotta be a
it's not
Polish or German
sauerkraut is not a German thing.
tradition.
It's not.
Huh?
No,
What?
Sauerkraut is
Irish?
not a German thing.
what is it?
It's a different nation. I don't know.
Was it
I don't
Polish?
remember. Might be.
Well,
What does Google?
Because they used to call Germans. What,
It was
krauts?
German.
Yeah, krauts. Because they call them krauts.
It says
Yeah,
eating
yeah.
pork and sauerkraut for New Year's is a tradition with deep roots in Central and Eastern European cultures, particularly among Germans and Pennsylvania Dutch. The Amish.
Amish.
The meal symbolizes good luck and prosperity in the coming year.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta have dumplings in it too.
Pigs represent process
Oh.
or progress. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
to process them
Sorry,
before you
yeah.
put them in the.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then cabbages for prosperity.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
Wow.
There you go.
Oh, well,
There you go.
Progress and
somebody lied to me
prosperity.
then.
yeah, there you go. Well, that doesn't mean that sauerkraut is specifically from Germany. It just that tradition of eating pork and sauerkraut together is German.
It's my girlfriend moved from here to Louisiana, and they do like black eyed peas and all that down there. She was horrified that they don't do sauerkraut. She's like, you don't, and they're like, what?
Yeah. So and we probably do it here because of the Pennsylvania Dutch.
That's what I was
Right.
thinking.
The Amish have come here and like it just becomes a time honored tradition. The other thing did you know that cream chicken is not a normal
Yes,
thing through the whole
yes.
country?
Yes.
Most places call that Ohio chicken
Really?
because here it's like a staple food for us.
Yes.
But most places it is not. I just learned that the other day. Mind blown.
I heard that the other day, or not a few months ago, the
Yeah.
one podcast I listened to, they were saying like, yeah, that's apparently, because I think they were talking about it, and then like in their Discord, people were like,
What is cream chicken? Yeah.
I feel sorry for the other.
I know. Right. Right. Where are you at? Why are you not eating cream
So,
chicken?
so should we explain what it is just in case?
Trail bologna is another one.
Oh, trail
Yes.
bologna. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, and I will tell you the trail bologna that you guys eat is not real trail bologna because you guys go get Troyer's trail bologna, right? I'm telling you, it's not the same. Go find an Amish person who processes trail bologna and get some of that. That stuff is delicious.
That's what
Yeah, I've
my
had
uncle
that.
So
Peter.
good.
Yes,
I'm pretty
that
sure
is-
that's what he does.
So good.
You can get like cheese in it.
Go to trail.
So you have just confirmed that Troyer is not Amish.
No, it is Amish, but it's mass produced, so it's not the same. If you go, there's a place called Trail, Ohio. They've got a little diner. This is not me being mean. This is me being very honest. The lady has a hook hand that works there. I don't know if she lost it in the trail processing or what, but I'm just
Someone ate
saying.
it.
They make you a trail and cheese sandwich, and you know that is not trail bologna that you're getting from
Is it?
anywhere else.
Is it?
It's a bigger slice.
big
The big
slice.
slices.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it is so good. It is so much better than any trail.
Yep.
bologna.
Yeah.
And I will eat regular trail bologna, the horseshoe style, like right off the.
Oh, yeah, me
I don't even need to. Like I'd almost eat the skin. I'd almost eat this. I
Now,
love
I
it
like the big slice,
Yes.
but I don't like the smaller.
because it's not real. It's
Is
not
it
the
the
same.
Captain Hook version or like a clamp style? I want to.
It's her hook.
Yeah.
It's actually very strange. It looks like the clamp style, but it doesn't clamp. It's got like a hook on the bottom and then 2 hooks on the top, so she can like pick up bags with it. It's very strange. I was mesmerized by it, and I'm sure I looked rude and was staring, but it was not because I was like, "Oh, she's different." I was absolutely fascinated to watch her still be able to function with a hook. Like that's wild to see
Yeah.
people can.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyhow. Cream chicken is basically shredded chicken, chicken breast usually. It's usually
Yes,
white meat.
White meat.
A lot of people use canned chicken, which I am perfectly okay with
Oh,
because
yeah,
it's
me too.
softer, and
Yeah.
I like that a little bit better.
I make it both ways.
I don't like it when I will eat it, but I don't like it when it's shredded chicken breast because sometimes it gets a little tough depending on how you cook it. But it's basically cream of chicken soup,
Yeah.
and some people put cream of mushroom in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, some people,
Yeah.
but that's really it,
Well,
isn't it?
It's
now, if
crackers.
you want
Crackers
to
and-
go farther, you can put crackers in it or
Or chips.
stuffing.
Or
Yes.
stuff, yes.
And the stovetop stuffing, in my opinion, is the best option because it gives it flavor.
Yeah.
It gives it a little
Adds that
extra
flavor.
pizzazz.
Mhm.
I don't like it to be crunchy though. I want
Yeah.
that stovetop
Yes.
stuffing to be soft.
Be
Yes.
moist.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
I had to, but that's very accurate.
Courtney, if you're listening, we love you.
That is the accurate way to use the word.
It is.
A lot
It
of
is.
people don't. Yeah.
Yes. yes.
So you said you don't like the shredded chicken breast.
Correct.
But if you use a mixer,
Yeah.
Well,
yes.
It's not even that. You have to make it in a crock pot.
Yeah.
That-
Oh, yeah,
Because
yeah,
it has to
that's
be
moist.
moist. It has to be
Yeah.
tender
Mhm.
because I want to be able to shred it quickly.
Yeah. But if you
Yes.
do it with that mixer, you can
Yeah.
get it so.
We have
fine.
those claws that
Oh,
we
but-
use.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but
yeah,
the
she's
mixer
right there.
gets
The
it.
mixer
Really? I've never
even
tried it.
better.
I'll have to give that a shot.
I did that last
Because it
year.
almost looks like by the time
Yes,
you're done
very
with it.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that when we post this one, that we post a recipe for cream chicken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that anybody who's listening who doesn't know what it is, they'll have a recipe
yeah.
for cream chicken.
Same with buffalo chicken dip. I've
Oh,
done
yes.
a lot. You know,
Mhm.
I started trying to.
That's one of my
chicken
faves that
breast.
you
do
make
too.
too, but your mac and cheese will always beat everything.
Like,
I'm on board with her mac and cheese.
It's the best, I'm telling
Yeah.
you. And I don't know what she does. I don't know if it's just a whole block of Velveeta melted or what, but like
it's
it
a
is,
ton of different cheese.
it is
It
so
reminds me
good.
of like that 5 different cheese.
So
Yes,
good.
yes.
So good.
See, the thing is I don't really care for it. But
Really?
I put it together one day and brought it here, and
Oh my gosh. Like I could live on that alone.
Yeah.
Man does not live on bread alone, but it can live on Sid's mac and cheese alone.
Is there cream cheese in it?
no, there's
No.
not.
Okay.
Oh, so good. And when she brings it, like, so I have a rule. I don't typically eat at church functions. I mingle at the church functions, but I will always make sure that I get mac and cheese. I just keep the whole crock pot. You guys don't get any. I'm sorry. It's so good.
I think I ended up mixing 2 recipes. or something.
So
I don't
good.
know. But
Now I'm thinking I want some. Can you make me some?
Is there more than one cheese in it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
there's like 4.
Okay.
Also, as a side note, this has nothing to do with New Year's or even what we're talking about right now, but do you prefer ricotta cheese or cottage cheese in your lasagna?
Got it.
Cottage.
Cottage
Both.
cheese,
Cottage.
cottage cheese, both.
I really.
Both.
Do you not like it?
Well, I was never a fan of cottage cheese.
Oh, okay.
And so then the
I don't
first
like
time
the cottage cheese
Me
either.
neither.
Oh, I
Can't
love
stand
cottage
cottage
cheese.
cheese.
Oh, man.
So the first time I ever ate lasagna that had when somebody said that's cottage cheese, I was like, oh, but that works.
Yeah, it works in that.
lasagna.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sid,
Cottage cheese.
cottage cheese. Okay, so at my house, Adeline and I eat cottage cheese right out of the container.
Yeah, me
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Me
Now, I do like to put everything bagel seasoning in it, every whip stitch. And I'm telling you, it just changes it. It's a whole new world. It
Yeah.
just opens up new possibilities for cottage cheese. I'm just telling you, you should try it.
I
I'll
just
have to
want
let my
pickled
daughter
beat
know
juice
that.
on it.
Oh.
Okay, now I'm judging. Yeah, really
We did a
badly.
diet together one time, cottage cheese and beets, and I don't like either one.
That's a pitiful diet.
It
then.
was awful.
But we eat it just regularly. But I went to Carrabba's with Alyssa the other night, and I got a lasagna, and I don't know what was it, but it was the best lasagna.
Really?
Oh my gosh, it was so good. And I can't stop thinking about it.
Ah.
And I was listening to Armchair Experts, Dax Shepard's podcast, and he said that he has a steakhouse in Texas that he likes, and he went down there for a trip to do a panel interview. And he went there the first night, he got a steak, but he's an addict. And he said the next night he had to go back and he got 2 more because he just couldn't process it being over. That's kind of the way I am with that lasagna. Like I keep thinking I need to go back and get a whole, like, can I get a whole lasagna? Like what does it cost to buy a whole lasagna?
I bet you could.
I bet I could too,
bet
but
you could too.
but I bet it'd cost me a whole lot of money.
Oh,
That meal was
Uh-huh.
$19 and I got a piece of lasagna and a salad that was terrible. They didn't wash.
Usually their salad.
They didn't wash their greens. You could tell it wasn't washed. It
Oh.
tasted
Had
like
sand on
chemicals. Tasted like chemicals. It was just not good. Also, fun fact about me, I don't like any other ranch dressing other than Hidden Valley. Don't try to pull that crap where you give me great value. Don't give me any other brand. It's Hidden Valley or bust, okay? And they don't use Hidden Valley there, so that ruined it too.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know. No.
Have you ever eaten cottage cheese on a boiled potato?
No.
Have you ever put it on a baked potato?
Mm-mm.
Same thing as sour cream.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could put cottage cheese.
I can put it. I like it on toast,
Oh.
That's interesting. I've never heard that.
especially if you happen to have the one that has a little bit of pineapple or some fruit in it.
Cottage cheese with fruit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
yeah.
it. Like with pineapple,
Yeah.
because the sour part of the pineapple accents the cottage cheese really well.
Yeah.
I love cottage cheese on my salad with ranch dressing. So fun story. I went to Bueller's in Coshocton, and they have a salad bar, and I was like, "Oh, I really want a salad." So I went in there and I made my own salad. Did not know they weighed it.
Oh,
That's how you. It was a $22 salad.
Oh.
Well, there's a lot of cottage cheese on that salad. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a lot of cottage cheese.
That's funny.
I should have just went and bought a tub of cottage cheese. It would have been way cheaper.
Meal at Carrabba's.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was a salad. Now, mind you, I ate that whole thing too. Like I sat there and I ate that whole salad. I love cottage cheese on a salad. Love it. It's one of my favorites.
Jerry's cottage cheese.
Jerry's. Like,
Jerry's?
what's the difference?
I don't know. It might be like the large curd thing or something.
Oh.
but-
Oh, yeah.
Large curd,
Yeah.
2%. Don't give it to
Yeah.
me any other way.
Yeah.
I'm very particular about my cottage cheese. Yeah. Adeline and I'm telling you, we just crush a container of cottage cheese.
Mhm.
The other new thing that I've got, this is not good for New Year's. This is not healthy for anybody, so don't do this, but I do this. Did you know Blue Bunny makes soft serve in a container now?
Yes.
So I prefer soft serve ice cream over hand dipped any day of the week. So now that they make this in soft serve, they make it in mint chip, which is both my favorites. So now every night I have 2 great big scoops of mint chip soft serve blueberry bunny. And when it isn't in the house, I'm like, I don't know who you are anymore, and I need you to move out to my wife because like this marriage is built on lies. If you are not buying me, when you see me get to a half a container, buy 2 more. I don't know why this is difficult.
And you wonder why your Elvis suits don't fit.
Yes, no, I know why. It's
Listen,
Blue Bunny.
Forget when you
Your
move.
life is going to change.
That's what
No.
I was
Your
thinking.
move.
No, because we pick it up at Walmart. We'll just do grocery
Yeah, it
pickup
sounds
rather
easy.
than.
It sounds
Well, I drive right by
Yeah.
on my way home from work every day. So,
Yeah.
and I can actually pick them up in Millersburg too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. The only thing that we're gonna. I'm saying this out loud to try to make myself feel better because again, I think Jeanette and Hutton's a third world country at this point. I can't get a freaking package delivered to my house. I can't have mail delivered to my house. The post office is only open 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and
It's
until
8.
noon.
8 to 5.
It's 8.
He's trying to
8.
change.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate. He's trying to get it to 9.
Change it.
Yeah. Well, Chuck and I will have to have a conversation. Chuck, if you're listening, buddy, you don't want to do that.
It's not going to work either,
You don't
Chuck.
wanna
because-
do
well,
that.
those days when I have to sneak in and get that box of shoes before Harvey knows.
Yeah, that's fine if he wants to do that, but he needs to have like a VIP prepaid access or something. That those of us who need to get our stuff can pay an hour early. I don't know. Grease the palms.
Back door.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's another just fun story. Softies ice cream in Dover, also my favorite. We love Softies. We eat Softies all the time. They, at the end of the season, they had this like little secret knock you could do on the back door, and they would give you specialty ice creams. It was like an ice cream cookie. It was 2 cookies with ice cream in the middle.
Really?
But you had to know about it, and you had to do the special knock on the back door in order to get it, which was super fun. We didn't do it, but it was really fun to
The people that I work for own Softies.
really.
The new
I'm-
owners
so
or the
I'm-
old? Didn't they?
I don't think
sell it?
so.
No.
No, I don't
So
think
I'm
so.
gonna have to ask
Oh.
them about this
Yes.
backdoor business.
Yes, it was so much fun. Like because they would post videos of like it was how you knew. On Facebook, they would post a video that, hey, tonight only secret knock and you can get the specialty cookie sandwich. But
You'll learn to love the Tusky dugout.
Oh,
So.
we already do. But
Okay.
it's so far for us that we just don't
Well,
go. So now it
yeah.
won't be. Yeah.
I'll call Dawn. Hey, you want some ice cream? I don't
Do they
know.
have soft serve?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all that matters.
I'm like, let's go to Tusky.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
I-
pick you up.
I'm not even particular about it. I'll take anything. So, yeah. Is there a shortcut to Tusky from Janaton?
416. I was thinking the other
Yeah, there is.
What 416?
Yeah, but
or
it's-
36?
You got a boat.
Yeah.
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 I was so mad the one day I missed a
You're
package
paddling upriver.
in Tusky. It was like the cul-de-sac in Tusky, and I couldn't find it. I spent the 10 minutes at that house. I'm like, I know I have a package, and I couldn't find it. And that's like towards the beginning of the route, and I finished for the day. And Chuck's like, I'm sorry, like this one that you missed is like an express or I don't know what it was, priority something. He's like, you're gonna have to go back and deliver it. And it was like 4:45, and I'm like, they need to have a stinking road through these fields. Like, I get it, there's 36 and 416, but either way is too long.
Yeah.
Too long.
416 is not a shortcut.
No.
It's too
No.
windy.
Yeah, I put it in my GPS
I
and
can
it
drive
said
it
do
pretty quick.
36, but yeah, it is too windy. Yeah.
So we're just excited to, like, the whole experience is going to be a world of difference for
Yeah.
us. So we're
Yeah.
kind of excited and apprehensive all at the same time.
I think the small town like vibe, I would just love
That was part of the attraction for us. Like when we first went, again, we were no to this house hardcore, but
Yeah.
mainly because Alyssa didn't like the way the front of the house looked.
Mhm.
But then she realized you drive up beside it and you can't see the front of it like from a distance. She didn't like 3 peaks on the front of the house.
Okay.
So we're excited about that. I am a little bit nervous because the yard is so much smaller than the yard that we have right now.
Mhm.
But with the big open lot next to it, and I'm told that all of the neighborhood kids play in that lot anyway, and the guy doesn't mind, but we'll clear that with him. But we're excited that we're so close to the park and all of the things, because in Dover, we don't have that. We're not super close.
Yeah.
But now they can walk to the library
Yeah.
versus having to drive 15 minutes to
Yeah.
get there because,
Yeah.
Yep. Right
Traffic.
through the alley.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, like
Well-
even there were so many people that would walk to get their mail.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is just so cool.
Although I did say we're going to have to send my kids with a wagon 3 times a day because Chuck's going to be like, you have to come get this crap out of here, dude. Seriously, between us and the church, the one day I got home
Yeah.
and there were like 6 stacks of packages out front.
Gosh.
And I was like, I don't even know what's mine and what's the church's at this point.
So I'm not going to feel bad.
No,
Nope.
I warned him. I told him, I was like, listen, you're going to have to build on. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man.
I'm looking forward to you experiencing the Christmas thing.
No, not me.
The kids.
And Tyler and Courtney are like, oh, now you have to come to the Christmas tree lighting. I'm like, no, I don't. You think I do, but no, I don't. Like,
Your kids will enjoy it.
yeah, and we'll end up going anyway.
Even like
Maybe
what they
you
did
can-
for Halloween, like so many people. Didn't they have something at the square?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, they
That
always
thing's-
do.
I
You know
swear
what
that
I-
thing's
Crazy.
demonic.
What I'm the most excited about is they do music on the square
Mhm.
Oh,
in
yeah.
like all summer long, right? Like I don't know if it's on.
Now it's down to like one Friday a month.
Yeah.
Well, but even then, I mean,
Yeah,
every
yeah.
month they have something.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about that because we don't get to experience that in Dover while they do end of summer celebration and some of that stuff.
It's kind of filtered out since COVID's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to, that lawn
Well,
would be packed.
Okay, now let me tell you why I'm excited. Why am I excited, Beth?
Oh.
Why do you think I'm excited?
I think you need to be up there.
Because I am going to figure out a way to be involved in this, and I am totes doing Elvis on the square in Janaton. Looking forward
on
to it.
stage.
Looking forward to it. So.
I think you will enjoy the Christmas thing. I mean,
I'm sure I
maybe
will.
you can increase the music output.
Oh, I could probably take my stuff down there and blow anything they got out of the water.
Because I think it's just, we sing Christmas carols and then they light the tree, but
Yeah.
They have the hayride through town,
Yeah.
looking at all the lights, and because that's why Tyler's like, you are putting lights up. I thought he said, go around the curve, and your house is all dark.
Well, I don't know that we're going to have lights up this year, but we'll see.
Listen, I looked at those lights. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not
Why?
spending that money.
But Beth, you never put them up again. They're there forever.
Listen, I don't put them up now, so Tyler's going to do it.
Well, then tell Tyler to buy them. So what we're talking about is
The ones
the on my house, it's permanent outdoor
Yes.
lighting. You put it up, you never have to take it down again. You can make it do whatever you want. Like last year, our house was red and white candy canes. Like it was candy cane stripes across the top. And then we did red and white spotlights on the side that we couldn't put the Govee lights on. So I want to do the new house the same way, but we'll see. We'll see. It's expensive. I mean, a box of those lights is $400 for 150 feet. $427, something like that. It's expensive.
I don't. It was like $150 some just for 50 feet.
Yes, yeah.
'Cause I don't
But
see
it's
the
more
point.
expensive to buy the shorter strands than it is to buy
Yeah,
the longer
the long-
strands.
Mhm.
Yes. But now you don't need that many, so it's silly
I just
to buy
wanted
that
the
many.
front porch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not me. I want the whole house. The whole house. But you can only put 150 feet together, and then you have to start a separate run because they can only
And you
go
don't
so
like
far.
that, do you?
It's not that I don't like it. It's that if you don't get them to sync up just right,
Yeah.
then it's all like
Jumble.
cattywampus.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
You go down there and you see what I can never say their
Like
name.
Stirvers.
Dude,
Lickensturfer.
you'll move up in the world.
no, I won't.
You'll
I'm
move
telling
up
you,
to
I
do-
don't like doing it. I
you'll
don't
be
like
doing
putting
the
up Christmas
LED
decorations.
lights and all
Nope.
that. And
Nope.
He's even moved his display across the street.
Oh, geez.
In that front yard.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
and,
I'm moving
and
into my
he-
neighbor's yard this year.
Yeah.
She gave me permission.
And then
What is your electric bill?
You
Like-
know, it's really not that bad.
He plugs into the neighbors.
Yeah, he's been running the power cord across the street for a month.
It's really not that bad.
Really?
It-
Well, I mean, it's not like
yeah, I mean, I guess it'll almost double.
but
for that
still,
one
it's a month.
But it-
yeah.
Yeah.
but it's not
Yeah.
that bad.
Yeah, but he does it for Christmas or Halloween.
Halloween,
Yeah.
but
Halloween and-
is Halloween? Is it about the same number of lights?
It's getting there.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
Don't let it go.
See, if
above.
you did those Govee lights, though, you could change them for Halloween straight
Yeah.
into Christmas. You wouldn't have to put them
Well,
up
we-
again.
We'd want them for July 4th.
That's-
We'd love to do red, white,
Yep.
and blue. For
Yeah.
You
July
could.
4th.
So,
You
yeah.
could.
Yeah.
could.
So we talked about it.
Yeah, they're really cool, and you depending on how far
But I do like my classic C9 lights on the house for Christmas.
you hear that, Alyssa. C9 is classic. It's the way to go.
That's right.
I hate you. She won't let me put up C9s. She thinks they're ugly.
Oh no, that's the only way to go.
I know.
We're not gonna.
What's
not
the
gonna do
point?
that. Don't do it.
What's the point? Exactly. Why even do it if you're not going to do it right?
Yeah.
Her and I fight about it all the time. I don't want those tacky, great big bulbs.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want those tacky, little, ugly ones.
Seth's always, which Seth helps me with everything. He's like, yeah, when I get a house, it's all going to be white candles in the windows and white lights, a couple spotlights. It's going to be clean. I'm like, what?
Yeah, and that's fine if that's what you like. And I like a clean look too, but
Yeah.
I want mine to at least be somewhat festive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Hey, I can give
You
you-
want
I can
something to
give
get
you-
the kids excited about.
Yes,
Two or
exactly.
three big boxes of those lights.
Are they colored or are they white?
colored?
I'll take them.
Mhm.
Deal. Bring them. Bet you won't. Because if you bring those, I'm putting them up on the house this year. I don't care what it takes. I will put up. I don't care if it is. So it's going to be 40 degrees when we move, by the way. Super excited about that. Yay.
40 or 48?
40.
worse.
It's supposed to be 40.
It could be worse.
I know.
No.
And I said, as long as it doesn't snow, I'm okay.
Yeah.
No snow. I don't want it to snow.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
So are you like going to sleep there the first night?
No. We won't be able to. And we'll probably sleep there starting Saturday night after we move, but we'll have Tuesday we close, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to move as much as we can. And then Saturday we'll move all the bedroom furniture. I mean, if Alyssa and I are good enough to be able to get it all out by ourselves, we may if we can get all the bedroom furniture, but
Mhm.
I wouldn't count on that.
How's
Because
that?
she still has homeschool on Friday, which is co-op, and she teaches a class. So she has that, and then she has they have a lunch afterwards. So the first part of Friday I'll be by myself.
How are you going to get them mattresses in the Tesla?
Well, fun fact, Alyssa's Adeline's full-size mattress came home in that Tesla, so it can be done. I moved a king-size mattress in the back of my wife's minivan once. It can be done. We're there.
California King or just a normal?
Just a regular king.
Hmm.
Yeah. You have to get a little creative.
Yeah.
This corner folds that way. That corner
Yeah.
folds
The
this
mattress
way.
will. The
Yeah.
box springs.
The box springs do
for
not.
sure.
Yes, but because they come in two pieces in a king size bed.
Yes.
Much easier to move.
Absolutely, yes.
Much easier to move.
Is everybody on board with keeping their tree up till after New Year's?
Always.
Oh.
Well,
Yes.
Yes.
typically yes.
Yes.
However, in the 3 years that we've been in the current house, 4 years we've been in the current house, we almost always take it down on Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
I know. Listen, that house is small. And there's not enough, like you're tripping over that Christmas tree the entire time it's up. And by that point, I'm ready to have my house back. So
I
usually-
don't know where I'm going to put my Christmas tree this year.
Yeah.
Like Cooper has our whole house, like not whole house, but the whole living room and dining room.
By the time you've got
area.
bouncers and
I was
Hey, it's
looking
been that way at
yesterday.
our house with the grandbaby.
Yeah. See,
She's like, what am I going to do with all?
I truly don't
friendly
know.
stuff.
Like, I'm
I'm
going to
like,
have to move
Well,
stuff.
enjoy it this year because next year
He'll be tearing it
you'll
down.
Be putting
I
it
know.
Babe-
inside the playpen.
Baby
I know.
gates
the
up.
baby in the playpen. We're gonna put the tree in the playpen.
Yeah, true.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Well, this was about New Year's. We've talked about everything, but that's okay.
That's all right.
That's all right. It's not New Year's if you're eating sweet sauerkraut, though.
Ugh. It's not New Year's if you're eating sauerkraut at all. It's
It's
Chinese torture or German torture, I guess.
Sauerkraut, mashed potatoes.
That sauerkraut's got to be on the mashed potatoes.
Yes.
Oh,
yes, for sure.
Why would you
Every
guys
now
ruin?
and then a slice of bread and butter with
Yeah.
Why would you guys ruin perfectly good mashed potatoes?
Oh, and then
Oh,
the
yeah.
pork's got to be cooked enough that it's just shredded.
Shredded.
I agree with that. I do
Yes.
agree with that. Like the pork should be, but my mother-in-law used to make it all together. Like she would make the pork
Yes.
and then put the sauerkraut in with it. I'm like, you've ruined the pork. That's all the only part I want. Yes.
No.
Oh gosh.
Oh, yeah, my
Sauerkraut
son would-
stinks. It smells like a giant fart. Like there's nothing good about sauerkraut.
Oh.
So real quick, what's everybody's New Year's Eve routine?
New Year's Eve.
Go to bed at 8:00.
No.
8:30.
I mean, it's getting harder every year.
No, I straight up go to bed. I don't like.
Now I don't ring in the New Year.
No?
I don't have any
either.
reason to.
When
We
were
play
young,
board games. We
Board
play board
games?
games and
Yes. When
That's
were
what we would
young,
do growing up.
everybody
I
came
could
to
get
my mom
behind
and
that.
dad's.
But again, at 8:00, I'm going to bed. I can get behind playing from 6 to 8. But
You're like, put a recording up.
Yeah.
I can watch the ball drop now.
beyond that, I am not in for it.
Well, I know a lot of people like do the ball drop like a video and they have the
For their
kids
kids.
watch it.
You
I
play it at 10 p.m. and
Yeah,
like
and then they
it's
fall
last
asleep.
year's and it does a countdown and they're like, yay, New Year's, and go to bed now. And then the adults enjoy the rest of the party.
Yeah.
yeah.
We might
We're in
do,
bed early.
and mine's usually because I get up and go to work on New Year's Day. Like I don't have to, but usually I do.
For me, it
Because
depends on the year.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
if
But-
I have to work or what's going on.
staying
Yeah.
up and playing games, that might be fun this year. Invite
That's
some
what we
friends over and
usually
stay up
do.
and play games. That'd
Yeah,
be
that's
fun.
what we've
Yeah.
always
I
done.
thought-
Man, a
we
game
were-
of Monopoly can take you
Yeah.
long into the evening.
No, it can't.
We don't play Monopoly at our
Monopoly
house.
plays.
You have to, because if Monopoly is taking you more than 2 hours, you're not playing by the rules. Flat out. Flat out. If you're playing by the rules,
Well, what do you consider not the rules? Like do you do
whatever the
free
rule
do you
book
do-
says,
do you do the
that's
free
the rules.
parking
No,
plot?
no,
Okay.
that's not the rules.
Okay.
There is no free ride in Monopoly. No free ride in Monopoly.
Jarvie is the most cutthroat
Me too.
person play.
I will punch my wife in the face playing
No,
Monopoly.
you
I
won't.
don't. No, I wouldn't because she'd whoop me. But I'm a sore winner and a sore loser,
No,
y'all.
so I refuse to play with him. I refuse.
Yeah.
So part of the rules is if you roll and you land on an unowned property and you choose not to buy it, that property goes up for auction.
Really?
It does not stay unsold. When it gets landed on, it goes up for sale. So if you land on Boardwalk and you don't want it, it immediately goes up for auction and everybody around the table can bid on that
Really?
property. Yes.
Okay.
It's in the rules.
Oh, don't tell my
It
husband. Don't
is?
say
Yes.
that way.
Missed
Yes.
that.
There is no so Monopoly, we play with speed dice too, which will help speed up the game a little bit. But basically speed dice has two additional sides on it so it's a dice and it's numbered 1 through 5, I think. And then 6 and 7 one is a bus and one is Mr. Pennybags on Mr. Monopoly. And when you roll that, if you get prior to all of the properties being purchased, if you get a Mr. Monopoly, you get to go to the next unowned property and decide whether or not you want to buy it. So you get to buy the one you landed on if it's available, plus the next one. If you get the bus ticket or the bus, you get to decide whether you want to split the numbers. So let's say if you rolled a 8 and it's a 5 and a 3 and you move 5, it lands you, or move 8, it lands you on somebody's property you would pay rent. You can either go 3 or 5 instead of doing the whole thing. So, but then if you get the 1 through 5, you move those additional spaces. So it speeds the game up. But the Mr. Monopoly, if you roll him after everything is bought, he actually forces you to the next place you would pay rent. So in the beginning, it's a good thing. In the end, it's a bad thing. But it takes the strategy out of the game. So I don't like it.
I think that's how the smartphone plays, like the Monopoly.
It's a possibility.
And
Yeah.
that's another thing. I don't know how people I think my stepmom, she just sits there and holds it in. And I've seen other people doing it, at bowling.
Yeah, but
Some
they're
guy,
playing Monopoly Go. They're not playing the
Yeah.
real.
But even that, I'm like, what?
I don't get that
Dude,
game.
they're just holding it and not even paying attention. And just, I'm like, man, it must just be a adrenaline junkie thing. I don't know. Bizarre.
But if you read the rules to Monopoly, that game actually should not take more than 2 hours. And it takes 2 hours if everybody's like, I'm not trading. I'm not trading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody has a Monopoly and you're just nickel and diming each other and
Yeah.
nobody can ever win.
Hmm.
Yeah. That doesn't happen in my house.
No,
I'm a shrewd negotiator.
See that look in his eye?
Yeah, I know, right? Like I'm sitting here fiending for some lasagna and a game of Monopoly now. Yeah, I got an itch.
forcing them to play.
No, my oldest two
South.
boys, when they get there, when they get in the car, when I pick them up from their mom's house, they're like, "Are we playing Monopoly tonight?" They love to play Monopoly. It is one of the things that we just always do. And we used to play every Friday night, but when they were with us. But now sometimes we have to bump to Saturday or maybe Sunday after church because schedules have gotten so hectic. But yeah, we love Monopoly. Love it.
I'm surprised there's not like, well, maybe there is. Like, you know, like on ESPN3, I wonder if there's like Monopoly challenges. Like, do they have like a national challenge?
Oh, yes.
Monopoly?
There's a national competition. It's a world competition. Yeah, you can go and play. But they play by the rules, and then they use the speed dice as well. So I personally think once you have the speed dice, it takes away the strategy of the game. Because then it's all luck.
Yeah.
If I roll a Mr. Monopoly, that's luck. That is not strategy. To me, when you play 2 dice straight through the game, you have to be strategic about what you buy, how you spend your money. Yeah.
Huh.
My wife's always the banker in our game, and I'm confident that's the only reason she ever wins. I'm not calling her a liar. I'm just
Does
not
she
calling her a
embezzle?
truther. Yes. Yeah. She skims. You pay the bank $200, $100 for the bank, $100 for me. Yeah, I'm confident.
Her interest rates are high.
Yes, interest rates are high. Yeah. All right. Anybody else have anything for our New Year's episode? Button up? No? Nada. All right. Don, you want to pray for us this evening?
Dear precious Heavenly Father, we come to you, dear Lord, to thank you for this day, Lord. Lord, we thank you that there will be a new year coming, Lord. And if we do set resolutions, Lord, let us focus on you.
Yes.
And Lord God, we just ask and pray that you take us all home safely and bring us back to our next appointed time. And all these things we ask and pray in your Son's most precious and holy name. Amen.
Amen.
Hey friends, Pastor Michael again. If you've enjoyed this podcast, you should consider joining us on Sunday mornings. Our address is 1943 North Water Street Extension in Yorksville. We'd love to have you join us for an in-person service.